Hey everybody, it's Calvin the Go here, and I'm here discussing One Piece chapter 1065, The Six Faces of Vegapunk. And we had a pretty good chapter here today. Um, the lore that is going to be talked about in the next couple chapters is going to define One Piece as a whole. We have at the end of the chapter hints of 900 years ago, aka the Void Century, aka basically Robin's whole existence. So Robin is going to learn a lot of things that's going to pertain to the things that her people were looking into. And the main reason why I think that they're trying to silence Vegapunk is Vegapunk knows too much. Vegapunk is working for the Revs. Vegapunk is building things that can be dangerous to the world government. So that's why they're sending CP0 after him. And I think more specifically Shaka, but maybe he means all of them. I'm not sure. They kind of seem to be connected in some way, but I don't know how that's going to work. But we'll see how it all goes down. Maybe Shaka is like the main one, and then everyone else is kind of like you know different parts of Shaka. We need to see what's going on there. But at the start of the chapter, we had a little funny scene with Brooke and Zoro, and they were talking about how yeah they probably need to have someone stay behind in case they need to get bailed out, which makes sense because that does happen a lot where they'll go on an island and then people get captured and then someone has to save them, kind of like Alabasta Sanji has to save them, stuff like that. So that makes sense. And then Zoro basically kicked Caribou off the ship, which is probably a good idea because Caribou has been learning so much information by just sitting on the ship and chilling with them, and we don't even know who he's going to be who he's an informant for. So it could be Blackbeard, could be a variant of people. So we got to see. I'm assuming it's someone evil just because of how his demeanor looks when he does that, when he talks about it. But it is what it is there. Um, and we get from there we get Lilith and all of Sanji's group going, and they're talking, and there's like this wall. It's like a metal wall, but you can walk through it, and then it goes solid back again. Everything is very futuristic, but I guess it's not even futuristic when we learn things at the end of the chapter, and then we see Seraphim Jinbe, and this is where a lot of the cap comes in. A lot of people were lying on Sanji's name, saying he broke his leg, dislocated his body, needed to be saved, all this stuff. They literally just started fighting the Seraphim, and honestly, they were doing just fine. Like they there was no damage taken. Granted, a lot of the Strawhats probably don't even have the ability to actually damage the Seraphim. Maybe Robin, Frankie, and Jinbei. Sanji got a double leg kick in on it, but it wasn't even a named attack. It wasn't like he used Hell Memories or something. He literally just did a basic, you know, fire leg on his leg. He didn't use E for Jambe or nothing. And then they were very shook about Frankie firing a radical beam, just one radical beam at the Seraphim. And that makes me think, I'm like, if one radical beam is that dangerous to a Seraphim, then what would Queen be to a Seraphim? Because he literally had like endless beams that he was shooting everywhere. Literally, once he went to hybrid form, he literally was shooting laser beams like at will, like laser beams through his eyes, laser beams through his hair, laser beams through his arms, laser beams everywhere. It was just laser beams, like endless, and it was a barrage of beams, kind of like what Sanji was talking about when he was fighting Queen. So could Queen potentially hurt or destroy an SSG with this endless barrage of beams? And I know Queen worked with Vegapunk, but I don't know what their relationship status was. I don't know if they respect each other. I don't know how what Vegapunk looks at Queen as per se. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's pretty interesting because Sanji just beat someone who uses beams, and he was talking about how Frankie would like to use that many laser beam attacks at once. So it all kind of connects together, in my opinion. And now it's coming full circle. And he's gonna talk about like, yeah, like I was at 2 years I was training and I was looking at your research. So that's gonna be an interesting conversation. And another thing that really caught my eye on the chapter is Lilith saying that the whole area was powered by fire. There's so much themes of fire in One Piece now. It could be related to Luffy. It could be maybe related to some about Sanji's power. Lunarian stuff. I mean, because think about it, they're using Lunarian power, so there has some kind of connection to fire. We got to see if that connects to Sanji too. Chopper might get a buff too in this arc with maybe a better Rumble Ball. So there's a lot of things that can happen, a lot of upgrades that can happen in this arc. But at the end of the chapter, when Shaka comes in, shuts it down, they stop fighting the Seraphim, um, and talks about how everything isn't futuristic. It's things from the past 900 years ago. And we know what that means. We know that means Void Century. And that's very exciting to think about because this is something we've been waiting for ever since we've seen Robin's backstory. There's been so much history to be seen. This is something her people really wanted to see for so long, Dr. Clover, you know what I'm saying? So, and this is also something that the government have been trying to silence since it happened. They've been trying to silence everyone who's talked about the Void Century. So, what's going to happen here? We see a gigantic robot at the end of the chapter, and then Luffy's like, "I want to ride it," stuff like that. Being a goofball as he is. I think there's going to be a big conversation with Frankie, Sanji, Vegapunk, everyone. Robin, even Robin's gonna have a lot of questions. Robin might have a very pivotal moment here, getting to learn a little bit more about the history that she's been trying so hard to uncover. So it's going to be a really exciting couple weeks. There's no break next week. Obviously, I think we just came off a break recently. I hope we get 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters in a row. I know we won't, but I know there's going to be some other breaks. But I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Like, share, and subscribe. And Calvin the Goat is signing out. Oh, by the way, I will be doing multiple videos on this. I might do a little theory video on what Shaka is going to talk about. So have a good day, guys. And Calvin the Goat signing out.